Hi everybody, and welcome to the Reality Authority. This is episode 562 or whatever we're on of The Quest.
Nine,
I
think.
One of those numbers. This is us covering the finale of The Quest of season 1. Hopefully there'll be a season 2. To begin, we'll cover the last couple episodes of The Quest of season 1. And I think for me, the ending was... I think the ending challenge was a little drawn out, and it was not quite as up in the air as I would have preferred, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was really great, except a little bit with the pacing.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of challenge that they would have done in The Amazing Race, but usually in The Amazing Race they do a pretty good job of having the multiple stages of the challenge and then having like the final one take the longest.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but I think it's a good comparison to The Amazing Race, and they usually bottleneck people right before the end, so that very final challenge is still kind of anyone's game.
When she ran up and grabbed the bow, and it she was pulling back, and it was like a really dramatic first shot.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna make it on her first shot.
Yeah, I did too.
That would have been so funny.
Yeah, I wonder if they wanted us to think that she was going to.
Yeah, I can only imagine what production would have been like if that happened.
Also, the final scene that ended everything, where Lena had the sun spear.
The best.
See, I don't know if I agree. I thought it was awkward. She was kind of holding it in this weird way, and she couldn't really. It was very, for me, anticlimactic.
Well, it didn't really serve its purpose as a spear, because the way she killed Verlox was she kind of pointed it at him.
But she wasn't like this. It was this weird, she looked awkward doing it to me.
Yeah.
It was great to see all the most of the rest of the paladins. That was pretty cool. Bonnie kicked some poor dude in the face.
They were all there.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't like seeing some of them?
I said, yeah. As a series as a whole, for me personally, I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I think there's some things they could improve. Maybe changing up the niche of each character to give them classes or some kind of maybe special ability associated with those classes. Change them up a little bit would have been nice. To see them outside of the castle, I think was that grew tiresome after a while.
Yeah.
To see more of the challenges mixed into the story earlier on.
Yeah, they had the most to gain in their narrative. All the actors did a phenomenal job, but the plot behind the whole thing was kind of made for the show as opposed to the show being made for the story. So you had the very predictable bad guy with the vizier.
Yeah, that's
true. There was no real kind of tension between any of the good guys. It was solid, but if there's season 2, I think we can expect some additional work in the narrative department.
Yeah, I think some depth in the writing would have helped a lot, and really just I think it deserves some expansion. If you go back and watch season 1 of Big Brother, frankly, it was not good. It was just not good. I watched all of the seasons. I watched from the season 1, and with America's Choice, there were a lot of things that they needed to really refine, and now they're 16 seasons in, and it's a finished great product. And I think that The Quest shows a lot of promise in that regard.
The opening freaking scene from Big Brother season 1 with Julie Chen kind of asking questions about the house.
So if you can go back to YouTube, watch season 1 of Big Brother, it is intense.
At least watch the first episode.
Oh my god.
Very, very awkward.
We are very pleased with The Quest. What we will say, and this is kind of the call to arms, as you will, there is a thing called the Quest Army. If you have watched The Quest and don't know about the Quest Army, get your head out of the cave, out of the hole in the cave.
It seems like most everyone that watched the show knows about the Quest Army at this point.
Yeah, I think they're so active on Twitter, and they're really kind of creating a following because of that. So anyway, the Quest Army is a trend on Facebook and Twitter, and it's very much a group of individuals active that's trying to keep the series going. I personally don't think season 2 is very likely. It looks like, with them rushing through these last few episodes, I think that they were kind of mistreated by ABC. So do what you can. Go join the Quest Army on Facebook. Get involved on Twitter. And start contacting people at ABC to pick it up, because I think the chances are not good if we're not, really active about that. So definitely, this is your chance. Use hashtag #TheQuestArmy. There's a lot of you'll pick up a lot of Twitter followers that way too. I found that out firsthand. So
yeah, and there's also a Facebook group called The Quest Army, and there's so many projects going on in that thing that it's not even funny. Like someone's working on a book. Jim Curry is kind of gathering all of the lore from the show and like putting it on his Tumblr account. Oh. I'm doing a portrait.
So if you find Dan Wild on the Quest Army Facebook page, you'll see some pretty cool stuff coming out. He's actually doing a huge portrait of all of the paladins into like one big picture, and it's coming along really well. He's a talented dude.
I fell behind a little bit, but I'm working on Letitia and Adria right now.
So anyways, thank you for joining us. I really hope that you enjoyed this season of Reality Authority. We're actually going to move immediately into Survivor, which just started. So stay tuned. Please give us a subscribe. Give us a shout out on Twitter at Kurt_Worth. That's WIRTH. This is at Colgrove.
Yep, COLGRUV.
He's never on there, but
hey.
But so thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Go the Quest Army.
Goodbye.